building, basically, you had a building that was built for 1,200 kids with 30, 40 kids walking around.
The guy that they had coaching at the time, I don't think he wanted to come back, and I ended up getting a job here as the head coach. I was here for a year. But at that time, I was going through some personal things. I wasn't really in a position to be a head coach for a bunch of young guys. And then Larry called me one day. And he was like, I just had an interview at Henry, and they're not gonna hire me. So I was like, man, so what you think about, getting the band back together?
And I'm like, what do you mean put the band back together,
It's like, what you talking about? I was like, you come over north, take over the program, and I'll coach the JV, and Coach Pete, he could do the C squad, because us three have been together 15, 16 years.
A few weeks later, the principal and the AD reached out to me. Would you consider coming and coaching at North High? And in all of that, to be honest with you, I told Mike, I told Dr. Berry at the time, I said, let me pray about this.
I just knew Larry would get us to that place where North needed. At the time, like I said, it was in that gray area. He was struggling, you know what I mean? Like I said, 60 kids on a good day, and I knew what Larry could bring to the table.
One morning I got up, I'll never forget the day, it was a Wednesday morning, and I was going through my devotion, and I came across a scripture in Matthew that said Jesus had to go off into a far off land in order to be respected. And I knew that was the answer to my prayer. So I called Mike, I called Dr. Berry, I said, I'm all in. And I always say the rest has been history.
It was ecstatic. We got a Hall of Fame coach coming to North High School to help our boys get to college. You know what I mean? And everybody wants that. His big thing was like, you come play for me, I'm gonna get you to college. And I seen that, you know what I mean, firsthand. So I knew it was true. Every senior he had, he got him to college.
Well, day one, when I walked in, first thing I did is I got every single kid that had previously played, write down your name, your student ID number, and I pulled all the grades. We had our informational meeting that fall. I said to the kids, we're gonna make history. You get an opportunity. At the time, we only had 64 kids in the building, but I said, we're gonna win championships.
They built a basketball legacy in the 1990s, but low enrollment and the near closure of their school in 2010 took its toll on the program.
Yeah, this is a good comeback story, though. After nabbing a state championship title last month, many say that North High School is on the rise again.
School officials say they are seeing an 81.5% graduation rate, an increase of more than 39% over the last 2 years.
All right, let's go. We'll rotate. 3 minutes, Trent. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Let's be leaders in this building. Being different is what? The difference. Being different is what? The difference. So we want to be different. We want to be different. And believe me, I know that's hard at 16, 17, 18 years old. And this is just me. My goals mean more to me than anything out there. And the first thing that I had to do, Omar, you know what I'm telling people? Everybody asks me what's a major thing that I had to do to change my life? What I had to do was I had to change the people that I hung out with, my friends. Because misery loves company. Misery loves company. So I'm just saying, man, whatever that goal is, whatever that thing is, man, take care of that. Take care of that. That's got to be about more important than anything else out here, man. Because if you don't do that, you ain't going to be no good to yourself. And you ain't no good to yourself, you can't be no good to nobody else. Understand your why. Where you're trying to go to. It matters.
Polars on 3, belly on 6, 1, 2, 3.
Polar,
5, 6.
Family. For me, it's always been about being a change. Being the change to me is about being someone who's not afraid to stand up, being that voice, being that advocate.
Be the change is a paradigm shift. Be the change to me is about people taking a look at themselves and saying, what am I doing? What I wanted to do with Be the Change is bring people together, to have a conversation and to be a part of a movement. So the whole premise about Be the Change is to inspire people to look within.
And that's what I want my young men to be. When you read about North Minneapolis, highest teen pregnancy, achievement gap, highest unemployment, the lack of economic development, I want to help these young men become the change agent and be the people who go away to school, come back, and change this environment. But here's what happens. Some of you guys get stuck, man, and 10 years from now, 5 years from now, you're going to ask yourself, why? This is why I keep saying habits are hard to break. Because in less than 48 hours, some of y'all back to the same stuff. Some of y'all back to the same stuff.
It makes an impact on people if you sit, listen, and absorb what he's trying to teach you. You know, it'll change your life.
I think when you're here, you don't think about him as much. You kind of just like brush it off like, oh, it's just coach talking, it's just coach talking. But then for me, like I get out of high school and I'm on to college and I think about what he used to say and I'm like, yeah, he was right. All of the coaches I've had, he's probably number one. The bond we have together, like, it's an unbreakable bond. He showed me what it took to be successful in this world. He never gave me the easy way out. Like, he showed me I'd have to take everything that I wanted. Like, nothing was gonna be handed to me. I think I learned the most is how to deal with negative situations. Like, he showed me how to get past it, stay positive, and just fight for whatever I wanted.
I looked at him as a motivational person, a person who pushed me and just wanted to see me get better. The way Coach McKenzie helped me was just, he pushed me how he pushed the seniors, the juniors, anybody else when I was in 8th grade, because he believed that I could do it.
But every time I see a young man walk across that stage, every time I see a guy like Odell come back in the gym, every time I see Taylor or Tyler, I read about those kids or see what they're doing in the community or go and coach and see them on the sidelines. I mean, you know what? I just feel that I'm doing what God put me here to do.